So let's, all right, so without further ado, let's dive in. So today we are going tonight we are going to talk about crypto commodity, commodity token, and commodity tokenization. So why these guys? So here you can see these are a nice representation of myself in the futures when we all be a cyborg. So why am I the right guy to speak about the commodity, blockchain, and crypto? So it happened that I worked for two different startups that was trying to solve an issue from the commodity trading world with a blockchain as a back end. So you can imagine I discussed a lot about it with a lot of people. So I worked for a company called Farmer Connect. The idea there was to have the blockchain used as a backbone. So then we can go back to the traceability of each. We can be able to trace each beans or each beans of coffee of each beans of cocoa directly from the producer. And the idea was that the blockchain would be like the digital, would have all the data about the commodity. And then we would move this blockchain through the supply chain, move those data. And then I also work for another company called Mattersphere, where we use the blockchain as a backbone to try to triangulate different counterparties to secure a transaction. So I kind of have an idea about blockchain and commodity. So let's discuss first about yes, two things that we are going to discuss. The first one is that why tokenized commodity doesn't work. So why, when I want to take, I don't know, oil and put them on a token on the blockchain, it doesn't work, and why it kind of works for precious metal. Then the second point is crypto as a payment. Where are we there, and what is under, who is using what right now, and where do I see that it's where I think it's going. So why tokenized commodity doesn't work? So the first thing is like, if you want to try to put oil and make a token oil and then trade it on the blockchain like any other token, this doesn't work, and for one simple reason. So the simple reason is cost of carry. It's because there is storage fees, insurance costs, and financing fees, but in that case not really, for any type of commodity. So you can imagine if you want to store oil somewhere, so then you can emit or issue a oil token against this oil. You can imagine that there is storage fees. I mean, no one is going to store your oil for free. The same with insurance fee. If this, I don't know, like there's a fire or something like this, you want to be sure that you have insurance on the physical because there is a token on the other side. So, and this cost of carry make it extremely difficult to digitize commodity, and I will explain to you why. So let's say that right now there is oil is $100 a barrel. So someone said, look, I will take care of your barrel, and I will issue a token against this barrel. So what's going to happen is that let's say that I take 3% as a cost of doing everything, so tokenizing the barrel, and then I will store the barrel somewhere and I will give you a token. Then let's say that the cost of carry is $2 per month. This is not really the real cost, but it's just to give you an example. So what happened is, like, after 6 months, I will have to wait I will have to sell a bit of oil to pay for the cost of carry. So, but on the other side, on the token side, I mean, the token is fungible, so I cannot make this token bear the cost of carry. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a token. It would be just another representation of this barrel. So then if someone wants to trade this token back to get physical, so, to have the link between the token and the physics, then it doesn't work, because then you will have to take a major hit on your token price just to get barrel out of it. And also then it would mean that this is not fungible. So this means that there is one token backed by barrels, and that the price of the token is also impacted by the barrel. So this is why this whole tokenization of commodity doesn't work. I've seen a lot of startups that wanted to solve this issue, and all of them completely failed. So then what would be possible on the other end is like if you take a market such as the LME, here you can see this is the LME and the copper price. So this is the price for each contract, because the future market for commodity is per month. So that means that you can see that the price of August is not the same price of the copper for September, is not the same price of the copper for October, which is not the same price of copper for January. And it's normal that the price increase in value, because this is the cost of carry. If I want to buy copper in August, store it, insurance it, finance it, and then resell it in January, for maybe my cost of carry is lower than what the market is giving to me right now. So that means I can do this. I can buy in August, stock it, store it, finance it, insurance it, and then resell in January, and then I can make the difference as a profit. But so then this is why the commodity market have an expiration date in between contracts. And if you want to move from one contract to another, then there is fees. So what could work with tokenization of commodity is then to tokenize those contracts. Okay, but now again, it's a token of futures. You know, this is not really a token backed by a barrier or by a physics. And then those tokens, you know, they need to have like an expiration date. That will be the expiration of the contract. So this is why this model may work. And let's say that you take 1% for the cost of infrastructure of the commodity. Then you're like, okay, but why do I need a token if I'm going to take someone is going to take 1% to make this token out of this future contract? You see, there's something that doesn't work. It makes no sense again. And then this token will also have an expiration date, or at least there will be automatic rollover. So then you will be hit by fees again. So this tokenization of commodity doesn't work. Now, why does it kind of work for precious metal? So, and there is a lot of players that issue gold token against physical gold somewhere in a vault. So the biggest one, I think it's PAXG. This is also the biggest one. And Tether Gold, I think Tether is the biggest USDC. Tether has the biggest US dollar collaterals and put on the blockchain is USDT, and so on. So there's all those guys that have a precious metal and then would give you a token against the precious metal, and then you can do whatever you want. So the reason that it works for precious metal is this. That look at this. So here we have one. So this is sheet. This is copper cathode. Okay, and each packet of it, it's 1 ton. Okay, and right now the value is of 1 ton of copper is like $8,000, and the value of 100 gram of gold is right now, I don't know, $5,000, something like this. So that means that. Okay, now it doesn't, but it used to be a time where 100 gram of gold was the same price as 1 ton of copper. So that means that you can see that it's way cheaper to store. The cost of carry for this gold is almost nothing. I mean, you can see it's 4 centimeters. So you can put it anywhere in a vault. It doesn't take place. So this is why then it's a good business model, because if you take only like a few percentage to issue a gold token against a physical gold, then those few percent that you take, I mean, is going to cover the cost of carry, which wouldn't be the case in the case of copper. I mean, this is the size of those. It takes a lot of place to store those. So, let's So, what do you think, guys? So this is the first Q&A of the session. Then we will have another one at the end. But what do you think about what I've just said? Does it make sense? It does. Does it? Yeah, or yeah, just shoot. Let me know what you think about this first part. Okay, so no question. So I guess it made sense. So let's carry on with the next topic of tonight. So crypto as a payment gateway. So here there is like 3 ways to use crypto as a payment gateway. So you can use token Like there's few startups that want to use a token for people to transact with physical commodity. There's like a lot of ways, but to make it work, basically, like, let's say that there is a token, I don't know, a Damien token, okay? And those Damien token would worth, I don't know, like $1 US, one Damien token. And then anyone could use those Damien token to transact. So the problem with that is that you need to have everyone onboarded with your token or agree to use your token and so on. So it's very difficult because there is a legal problem, which is that a lot of accounting, in the accounting in a lot of countries doesn't allow you to have token on your balance sheet. So what is the value of the token? What does it mean? And so on. Then you need to transact with that token. So you need to do invoices. How do you take VAT? I mean, there's a lot of issue, a lot of headaches that people don't want to use. So don't want to deal with, they still have like a lot of problem. They have a lot of problem in their day-to-day as a trading company. They don't want to use again a weird token or something like this. So the tokenware, I don't think it will work in the futures because it's too difficult, and you need to onboard and agree everyone to use this token. Then we have a USD private. So this is the private emitter of US dollar, like a Circle, a USDC, or Tether with USDT. And finally, we have the CBDC. So this is a government that issue their own crypto. So let's see. Let's discuss first about the government issuing their own crypto. So it's going to happen, guys. This is basically what everyone calls CBDC, which is like it's basically the same currency that you use, but instead of being on, I don't know, the Swift payment in the bank, it's going to be on a blockchain. And everyone will have a wallet. And the thing is with that, you don't, the central bank can directly see the wallet of all the users of the network. So that means that your government will have a view on your wallet. How do you use your money, on what you use your money, and so on. So this is maybe the worst thing that can happen to humanity, but it will arrive because in the hand of your government, they could like issue rules. Like, I don't know, if you, let's say you drink too much, then the government can forbid you to buy alcohol with your wallet because they can program the money. Let's say that you save too much. There is not enough inflation. People need to spend. So now every 6 months, the value of wallet goes back to zero. So you need to spend. This is awful, and it's happening. So this is the CBDC, but I don't think that right now CBDC is not for today. There is other thing that we will see in the next 5 years. About the CBDC. So for the one that know, that means it's too complex, it will not arrive. Government are stupid, they will not implement it. So let's just see this. This is Fednow. So this is the blockchain by the Fed, which is not a B2C blockchain. This is, the Americans can't have a wallet directly at the Fed, but right now, let me explain. So there is a settlement that happens every night between banks. So here we have Bank A, which is, I don't know, JP Morgan, and Bank B, which is Bank of America. Every day there's like millions of payments and wire between those two banks. Okay, so that means that at the end of the day, there is one big settlement. So JP Morgan looked at Bank of America, say, how much do I owe you, or do you maybe owe me something? They're like, yeah. So if we add all the transfer and all the wire, it's going to account for 300 million. Okay, so I'm wiring you 300 million at the end of the day. Now with Fednow, and yes, so and the central bank only see this payment. The central bank only see that, okay, there is one big payment of Bank A to Bank C for 300 million. But with Fednow, they have now, the thing is, the central bank see all the wires in between banks. So they have an instantaneous view on everything that happened between the banks. So that means that they can monitor each and every one of you. And this is why also it's instant. And then I think 24 hours or 24, the settlement is not made at the end of the day like it was, but now it's instantaneous. But it means that there is one governmental agency that see everything. So this, I don't know what to say, but this is the first step to, I don't know how to say, but this is the first step toward the CBDC. So now let's speak about the US dollar on private blockchain. So this is the case with USDT, with the Tether, with USDC, with Circle, and with USDA, I think, with Akala on the Polkadot. So all of that are a blockchain that mimic the US dollar. So that means that there is a peg, one USDT equals one US dollar. And what I think this is where the world is going to go the next 5 years. There is going to be private entity that will mimic the usage of the US dollar. And let me explain to you why. First of all, Tether, this is the company that has this token, made 1.5 billion in profit. Okay. So, and how did they make this 1.5 billion in profit? This is not with fees. Okay, this is not with fees. They made this money because they give you one USDT, so one token representing one US dollar, and they take one US dollar. But what happened is that they have, I don't know, like 40 billion or something like this in US dollar, and they will put this US dollar in short-term treasury or shit like this. Okay, they will invest this dollar. And as right now the risk-free rate is at 5%, they make a shitload of money because they don't need to pay a yield on the USDT, but they can get the yield from the USDC, the physical one, let's say. So this company makes a lot of money, and this is why it's a good business model, and this is why we will see more of that. Also, with what happened with Russia when Russia invaded Ukraine, Russia has been banned from the SWIFT system. So that means that SWIFT is the payment railroad. So payment railroad. So that means that if you want to send money, it's going to be internationally, most probably is going to be by SWIFT. So that means that now they ban Russia from this transaction model. So that means that it will push all the companies that wants to work with Russia to find alternative. And this US dollar is a perfect alternative because it allowed the private entity and also the public entity to bypass the SWIFT or even the SWIFT ban, but still using the US dollar. So this is extremely powerful. And I know that because actually I was involved in a few transactions where the counterparties wanted to deal with USDT or USDC, and it was not American counterparties. It was from another country. I'm not going to give the name and everything, but basically their idea was they wanted to start trying to buy oil and other raw materials or commodities with this US dollar, USDC or USDT, and the idea was to try to see how it would work if they cannot use the SWIFT system. So for me, this is going to happen. We will see more and more of it because this is the best of the both worlds. You can use the US dollar, but you are not monitored by the Americans. And yeah, so this is basically my prediction, is that we are going to see more US dollar use on the blockchain because it allows to bypass the sanction made by the West. The CBDC are here to come. We see the first implementation here right now. And I don't really believe that there is going to be any private token that will be used to settle anything. Because using USDT or USDC is way easier than a specific token for whatever. So that was it, guys. If you have any question, you can shoot. Now I'm here for you. Thank you, Xavier. But we are in the middle of the summer vacation. There's less people. And actually, I could see it on all my stats on LinkedIn and so on and YouTube. There's less people watching, and on all those social networks. I guess it's because this is it's the middle of the summer. So as there is no question, I wish you guys a a nice evening, and let's see you in my next live. I guess next live would be mid-August or something like this. And this one, the next live is going to be made out of Malaysia, because this is where I'm moving. Yes, man. Can we get a link for this video? Yes. Actually, you can rewatch from the beginning right now when I end this broadcast. Ciao, guys. Have a nice evening.